If getting what you want in business feels like work, you need to watch this video. Seriously, if you've been able to call in opportunities and call in all sorts of things, but getting what you want in business feels like work, you need to watch this video. Okay, so I'm Chanel. I'm creator of the Rich Babe Society. For those of you who do not know, I turn under-earners and underdogs into literal industry icons. And in this video and in this live stream today, I'm going to talk to you about why it is that you're able to manifest amazing things, but maybe you're not getting what you want in one specific area of life. And for a lot of you, it's going to be in your business. That's what we're going to be talking about. All right, let me see if I can adjust this lighting for you guys. All right, there we go. Well, that's fine. Let me explain something to you. And I brought my book because I'm going to sketch something for you, okay? I want you to understand this. When you were born, this is you when you're born, okay? You are a blank slate, a tabula rasa. You don't have any programming. You don't have any any beliefs about anything. You are literally a blank slate. You are the breath of God walking around in human form at your inception. Now, the moment you emanate here, immediately you have, okay, what the doctors say you were, okay? Oh, this is a healthy baby. This baby has whatever kind of arrhythmia, blah, blah, whatever the thing is, okay? The moment you come out, they start giving you projections, okay? Then you live in your family, and your family might be a family that is wealthy, poor, middle class, whatever that is. You're getting that label, okay? And then you have the wider society is going to say, oh, you're from this kind of part of society, or you have this kind of a thing, you work, you are in school, whatever it is. You're given all these identities. And what happens is that within this framework of who you are, you also experience different forms of frequencies. I need you to understand this. Everything is energy. You are literally, every cell in your body at its core is just energy, and everything is energy. So at its core, this is what's going on here, but every single thing here has a frequency. It has a blueprint. It has an aura. I need you to understand when I'm talking about an aura, I'm not just this is not a woo-woo concept. This is a biological construct. This is a quantum physics construct. This is this is real. This is what's happening. This is what you are not seeing. This is the unseen realms. For example, the fact you're drawn to this video, there is a frequency to this video, and you are a match for this video. Otherwise, you would have scrolled past this. You would not be watching this right now. Okay, so there's a frequency, an aura. Okay, now what happens is that your aura that you emanate determines what is then pulled into you, because your aura is actually a point of attraction. Your aura, not only is it the thing that's emanating from you, but it's also the thing that's pulling in things towards you. And if you do not know how to craft your aura, you will be living in default. That means if your parents struggled at age 30 to pay their bills, you will even be successful and then find some way to struggle to pay your bills, because you are in a default wiring of how they've taught you. Okay, now this is different than mindset work. This is why you've been journaling. This is why you've read all the books. This is why you've listened to all the podcasts, and you still have the same problem. You know the strategy. You are taking the same exact strategy. And I remember this because I remember watching mentors of mine, like they were doing master classes or webinars, and they would be doing 7 figures, and I would be doing webinars following the same outline of how they say to do the webinar, the hook, introduce yourself, give these points, open the problem, share the solution, walk them through the value stacking. Like I would do the exact same thing that they would do, word for word, line by line, precise strategy. And you might find yourself doing this. You're doing the strategy. They say to you, okay, right, make the reel like this, make the video like this, write the post like this. And you're following a strategy, but it's not working. It's because we do not live only in a 3D physical world. We live in a world that is also very much quantum, and therefore very much auric. There are auric fields. There's auric fields with your clients. There's auric fields around your offers. There's auric fields around your voice, your influence, what you say, how you show up. There's auras interacting at every point in time. Now here's the problem. Okay, now let's say you were a baby when you were born. Remember that first little one is when you were at the hospital, and there is some kind of auric virus. Okay, like this little dot here, a little auric virus that says, okay, this baby is sick, right? Has some kind of sickness. Okay, they're not enough. They're not good enough. A virus gets planted in there. Let's say the doctor says, they're gonna need a lot, right? They're too much. They're gonna need a lot of support. Right, another auric virus. These are viruses. This is very different than mindset, and this is why your mindset work is not working. This is not just strategy. This is why your strategy is not working. This is for those of you who you feel like you're doing every single thing you're supposed to do, and you're wondering when is it going to be your turn. There are some things called morphogenetic viruses. This is what we call them in my field, right? It's morphogenetic viruses, and they are planted in your aura, and they corrupt what is being brought to you and what you're emanating. So these are the viruses that are in your morphogenetic field. This is not a mindset thing. This is not a strategy thing. This is why even though you've done the mindset work and even though you do the strategies, it's like there's a block. It's like you're saying, what's going on? What is this block? It's because there's something morphogenetically, right? We talk about your family of origin. Okay, let's say you have in your family of origin, there was, like struggle, any kind of struggle around money, right? Virus gets planted in. Let's say your parents had businesses, but their businesses did not take off, or let's say their businesses took off and then went down, or they built the businesses, and then outside of building the businesses, they had something that happened where they had to shut the business down. Guess what? Morphogenetic viruses. This is not a mindset. Your parent, you didn't even know that. You weren't even around when they were running that business. You didn't even see what happened. Okay? Let's say, for example, like this happened in my lineage. I remember my dad had placed some money in a bank. And he had like massive amounts of life savings in there. He was going to start his business. It was going to be successful. He had money. And then the bank shut down with all his money, lost all his money. This is before insurance. Banks had like deposit insurance and stuff. So he lost everything, right? Now, for some of you, it might have been an economic crisis that happened. Now, I wasn't around. I wasn't there when that happened. I wasn't paying attention to that. But those are morphogenetic viruses that get passed on through the generations. This is not a mindset thing. This is not a mindset thing. You cannot journal out of this stuff. That is why your journaling is not working. It is not a journaling thing. Or if there's a specific, if you are going to be journaling, there has to be a specific way how the journal prompts are layered out to clear the things that you don't see. Because your journals, you're going to be writing from what you have an awareness about versus tapping into the parts that are actually in the field. In the field, we clear them in the field, and studies have shown that these kinds of stuff can pass on up to 6 generations, and more recent studies around epigenetics are showing that they actually pass on up to 14 generations. So when you are there and you're trying to say, oh, why can't I find love? Oh, why can't I lose the weight? Oh, why can't I blah blah blah, and you're reading the books, you're journaling, you're tapping, you're affirming, you're making vision boards, you're visualizing, you're looking at yourself in the mirror in your left eye and speaking it over yourself, and you're getting angry and you're praying and you're fasting and you're doing all these things, and it's not working. It's because you're literally trying to put a band-aid on a bullet wound. Like, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to put a band-aid on a bullet hole, okay? And you are not fixing the thing. You need stitches. You're not fixing the right thing. Then you go into society and you have all sorts of other morphogenetic viruses that get planted in around wealth, around success, what it takes to be successful, right? And these are not mindsets. And the reason why I can tell that they're not mindset is because if I say to you, as somebody who runs a business, do you want to be rich? You'll say yes. Do you want to make money in your business? You'll say yes. Your mindset, your thought, your conscious logical thought says, yes, I want to. Do you want to burn out? No, I don't. But if there's a morphogenetic, meaning an energetic coding within your blueprint that says you have to, or that is the paradigm you need to live in, you are going to be calling in. Let's say you're calling in the money here. You're calling it in. This is money. It's reverse, but whatever. You're calling in this money here, and this is you. And you are powerful. You are the breath of God walking around in human form. You can have anything you want. This part of you is like unlimited, and you're calling in, like echolocation, calling in this. Okay? Guess what? It has to ping and then ricochets. You're calling it in, calling in the money, and it's coming. Okay, let's say it took a different route. It passed the societal programming, but then ping, it hits on your family lineage, ricochets. Okay, you're saying, let me try a different route. Okay, here's some money over here. Right? This is some money over here. So you're like, okay, let me try and call in this money over here. You're calling it in, and it goes ping, ricochets. And then maybe it slips past, and then it hits on this one, ping, ricochets. So what's happening is, if you do not go from this state here to a state of pure, clear aura, without these viruses inside of you, like inside of your auric field. Again, this is not a mindset thing, and this is not a strategy thing, okay? This is an auric field thing. This is physics, okay? If you don't clear it, you will not receive the thing you want. You will not get the money that you want coming into you. This is why you can manifest the love, or maybe you can't manifest the love, right? Because what you're calling in has no resistance. So the things you're receiving have no resistance. When you are putting out your offers and they're not working, and you're using a proper strategy that scientifically, statistically, in human history works, and it's not working for you, that's not a problem with the strategy. That's not a strategy problem. That is an auric field problem. So how do you fix this? Now, this is where my work comes in. And this is something that I've been doing for over a decade with people, because when I found it out for myself and I was able to reverse these programmings, I was able to start getting everything I wanted in my life, because I could breathe around business and my business started to work. I went from struggling to get past just consistent, but first of all, I struggled to even make a sale. 34 no's in a row. I had 34 consultation calls and everybody told me no. When I worked through it around receiving, I started to make money in my business. I had people pay in full for my first ever coaching packages, and they weren't even employed. So there was no, but what about the money? It didn't matter. My aura received, and I became a match for people who were willing to buy, and they bought. That was just how it worked. Okay? Then when I got to 10K months, the coveted 10K months that everybody always talks about, I was also stuck at that glass ceiling. Because some of you, it's not like you don't make money, it's not like you don't know how to sell, it's not like people don't like you or know you, but you are at a glass ceiling. And the truth is that for you to move past the glass ceiling, you need to understand what's the next level of coding that is stopping what you're calling in from being received. You have to understand what is the mind virus, not mind virus, your auric field virus, your morphogenetic virus that is in the way, and be able to decode those so you can start receiving at a higher level. When I did that for myself, and it's not always what you think, because people think, oh, to heal your money stuff is just to heal what you believe about money, right? It's not about just money. Because for me, when I went from the glass ceiling that I broke through, that made me hit 17K in 5 days after struggling to hit past 10K, right? Because I remember I was doing 10K, and then I hit like a 16K month, and then it went right back down. Okay, right back down. So I'd never made more than that. And when I did the work around the specific morphogenetic virus, it was not a money wound. It was not a money story. It was not a money virus. It had nothing to do with money. The thing I had to fix to get me to 17K in 5 days was not a money worthiness, no. And this is why I'm saying to you that what's in your morphogenetic field that's stopping you is not always what you think it is. So you are here thinking that, oh, it's another strategy, oh, it's another thing, oh, it's, no, there are specific things that you're calling in is ricocheting on, and it's deviating it from you, right? And then it's happening, like it's bounces off of you into somebody else who's in your mastermind. They're doing exactly what you were gonna do, and you're like, that was supposed to be me, right? Because it's literally moving on to other people. People don't realize this, but the amount of money that's circulating in the world is more than ever before. There's so much money circulating. The question you need to be asking yourself is, why isn't it flowing to you? And it's not flowing to you because you are not a clear, unfiltered channel like here. What you are is, you have a lot of roadblocks in your morphogenetic field that stop it from coming to you. Okay, so inside of my magnetic aura immersion, what I do is I actually walk you through how to decipher and discern what is your morphogenetic block, what is the thing that's in your field, and we fix it. let me tell you right now, whenever you're watching this, I'm about to double the price again because I've been raising the price on this because I want to reward the people who are fast action takers, the people who believe in themselves, the people who are like, yes, I feel the pull and I trust myself. And I'm going to be raising the price again. Why? Because this is my most precious work. This is my most precious work, and I'm going to be raising the price again. Okay? Because this work, you get unlimited access to these codes. So once you know them, I've just used the same codes again. So in when I did my 17K in 5 days, it was the same process that I took myself through to level up again. Then when I went to my first ever $60,000 month, again, it wasn't about, oh, what strategy, it wasn't about money, it wasn't about any of that. It was a specific coding that was in my field now because now I'm calling in something bigger, and so it's now meeting on other blocks that it would not have hit on before. So I have to remove what those morphogenetic viruses are in order to receive what it is I'm calling in. When I was able to do that, I was able to have a $60,000 month, working 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. So 16 hours a week I was working, only 16 hours a week, and I was making $60,000 in a month. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So whatever you're calling in, whether it's a dream car, whether it's a dream house, whether it's a lover, or whether it's clients in your business, a sold out offer, I've done this around visibility, and I've had my work shown to over 1 million people. I've done it again around thought leadership, and I literally was able to have 500,000 views on my content in the space of 3.5 days and have massive opportunities to work with top leaders in my country and in my industry around leadership, around changing policies and changing the world. That did not happen as a coincidence. That happened because of this exact work here, where you are a match at your core for whatever the frick you want. Okay, you are a match, but when you're calling it in, it's not happening, and you're saying, when's it going to be my turn? Well, it's going to be your turn when you remove all of this shit. That's when it's going to be your turn. So I'm going to drop the link for the magnetic aura immersion for you now because I think you need to get yourself in there. It will change your life, and I know this because it has every client that I've ever had that has done some kind of massive glow up. I've taken them through some part of this protocol, or probably the entire protocol itself. I've had clients who have gone on to become multiple clients who've gone on to creating multiple 7-figure businesses from their soul aligned work, and it was because of this work. And it wasn't more money mindset, it wasn't more mantras and journaling, it was not that at all. At all. I've had clients where they were teaching one thing in their business and nobody was buying. They come into my container. I do this protocol with them in one of my intensives. My intensives, by the way, depends on what intensive you take. It might be between 5,000 to 7,500. At the recording of this, it will be going up. Obviously, as I scale my company and we have, our workload grows, I'll be raising the prices. So I've had clients come into that intensive with me, okay? Pay $5,000 for that intensive, and they'll leave this intensive with one post leading to 38 consultation calls booked in a brand new niche, in a brand new industry, and it wasn't a money issue. It wasn't money coding. It wasn't money mantras. It wasn't none of that shit, okay? It was not. It was their morphogenetic field and rewiring their morphogenetic field so that they can stop whatever is the thing that is in their way from blocking them, and they can receive their ultra receiving. Same with my clients who've gone on and done multiple 7 figures. I remember, one woman, she came to me, she was already doing 15K months. She hires this mentor and starts doing things in her business, and her business goes down, and she starts spending $0 months, $0 months, $0 months. So she comes to me, okay, we do this work, and within a day, she's already doing $7,000 days. She then goes on to hitting multiple 7 figures. And this was back in the day with Human Design, right before Human Design became very popular. Nobody even knew what it was. And she became a leading voice in Human Design, was featured in GQ, all kinds of things because of this work. High achievers, when I say to you, I turn under earners and I turn underdogs into icons, it's because of this work. This is the core foundation of magnetism. This is the core foundation of magnetism. All right, it's not about how you look, it's not about the clothes you wear, it's not about just the hook. I've seen these people, these same clients I'm talking about, they've made content with the dumbest of hooks, and they still have people buying. because it's not about the hook is just one piece of it, the strategy is just one piece of it, and you already know strategy. So we take this piece that is the missing piece and we merge it with the parts that you already know, which are you're incredible at strategy, you're incredible at serving people, you already read the books, you've watched the podcast, you know the mindset things. You can tell me what book they wrote and money, get rich lucky bitch. You can tell me about the you are a badass at making money by Jen Sincero. You can tell me about the science of getting rich by Wallace D. Waddles and Neville Goddard. Like, you know all the people, but why you don't have the thing? Why don't you have the thing? Because you don't know what you don't know. And I'm trying to get you to understand that, like, until you understand this, you're gonna stay where you are. And you don't have to ask me that. You can look at your evidence. You don't know this, and for the past 6 months, you've been where you've been. This is also why, this work is also why some people will glimpse. Like, you'll have a massive month, you'll have a win, you'll have some kind of outcome happen, and then you will go back down to where you were before. By the way, this little string here, it's, yeah, just understand that this is the string here, because I can't keep tucking it in, so it's just gonna have to stay. All right? So I'm going to grab the link for you for Magnetic Aura. It is going to change the game for you. It is going to fix some of the things that you have been trying to fix that you can't fix yourself. You can't, if you have not fixed it, you have not fixed it. And it's time to fix it. So when you sign up for the Magnetic Aura Immersion now, okay, let me just drop the link. Here's the Magnetic Aura Immersion. When you sign up for the Magnetic Aura Immersion now, you get instant access to the pre-party. There are 5 activations in the pre-party that will completely, it's gonna blow your mind open. Because what I did was I took the 5 most common things that I see that stop you from money, that actually a lot of times have nothing to do with money. I'm gonna share them with you, and I've had clients who did just those activations and they literally like started blowing up again. Like, they were on hiatus and it's literally started taking over in their business again. It's crazy what happens. Hi, I can see you're hopping on here. You want to watch this from the beginning. This is going to be one of the most important live streams you watch. If you cannot watch it now, bookmark it, save it, send it to yourself, come back and watch this, because I am telling you that if you've been doing strategy, if you've been showing up, if you've read all the books, you've done the journaling, you do all the inner healing work, and you still have a glass ceiling, this is the solution. This is the solution. This is a solution that has been proven time and time again with over a decade of results, backing these results, backing this process in my clients, and it will change the game for you. And worst case scenario, even if you don't move forward with the process, you will learn something that will change and shift you today from this video. So make sure to come back and watch it from start to finish, because I'm wrapping up now. So the next thing I want to say is that when you sign up for the Magnetic Aura Immersion now, number 1, you're going to save on the price that is going to be doubling. Okay? So you'll get the best investment now than ever, period. That's number 1. Number 2, you will also get instant access to 5 activations. This is the pre-party. This is before the actual protocol core work. This is the pre-work. And I share with you the 5 core things that I recognize from my highest level clients, the ones who are doing multiple 7 figures for their soul work, for their spiritual woo-woo work, the ones who are literally having 12 million views on their TikToks, the ones who are literally being featured in GQ magazine and having the best experiences ever, okay, the ones who are creating events that are taking over their industry, the rock stars that you look up to online, who are my alumni, my clients. This is the process I take them through. The ones who are doing $84,000 in 21 days, this is a part of the process I give to them. It's going to change the game for you. Okay? When I coach my clients and they shift industry and post one post and have 38 consultation calls booked from one post in a brand new niche overnight, this is the protocol I take them through in our one-on-one work. I'm giving it to you so you can have it for yourself to shift yourself inside of the Magnetic Aura Immersion. It's going to change the game for you, because the thing that's causing the glass ceiling is not what you think. And if it was what you thought, you would not have a glass ceiling, because you've been thinking it's the things you think it is for the past however many years, and you still have the glass ceiling. When we do this work, we fix what's really in the way, and we help you to move into the life that you actually want. Because there's no reason you don't have the life that you want. There's no reason, except the fact that you don't know what you don't know. So it's time to learn something different. If you don't know what you don't know, it's time to learn something different. That is why you do the same strategy. You post on Instagram, you post on Facebook, you're doing masterclasses, you're showing up, you're sending emails, doing everything that you're supposed to do like a nice good girl in the industry. And if it's not working, it's because you don't know what you don't know. Okay? The reason I am actually teaching this inside of this container is because I made a declaration that I was going to serve. I wanted to serve 10,000 underdogs. I wanted to turn 10,000 underdogs into icons. And I was like, God, how can I do this? And it was just like, Shani, they're gonna have to give them your most prized possession. You're gonna have to give them your most prized possession. My Power Mind clients, if they want this, they have to buy it separately. My House of Wealth clients, if they want this, they need to get this separately. That's how prized this is. It is my most prized possession that anybody who gets it, they have to be a yes to themselves. They have to be the ones that are brave enough to say yes to it. So you get instant access to those 5 activations that are pre-work. And then you also get the kickoff pre-work and welcome packet, which lays the foundation so that you can get everything you want. Every time I tap back into this work, it changes the game for me. I remember going from, I did a live stream about this last week. You can watch that, or I'll just do that summary here. In 2024, I went through massive low moments, right? I had to take 6 months off of business. I was in a hiatus. I had some massive grieving because my grandma passed away. The dog passed away. We had a baby in our family that passed away. We had so many things that happened, and I was so low, and I was going through a breakup on top of it. And my business was low. And within weeks, I turned it around and I manifested my dream apartment, like massive romance in my love life, my sexiest body that I've ever had. Okay, I manifested a free car, and I had my highest cash days in weeks, in a matter of weeks, from what I teach you here. This is my most prized possession. So the link is below. If you know you're ready to shift, you're ready to actually have what you want, you're no longer just going to talk about it, but you're ready to actually have it, come and join us. There's a payment plan option for those of you who need that, and there's a pay in full option as well. Okay? So that's that. I would say to you, if you have questions, DM me. No, don't DM me. If you know this is what you're called to do, trust yourself and say yes to yourself. There's a reason you're called. There's a reason you feel the nudge. There's a reason you feel the pull. So trust yourself and say yes. All right? Love you, and I will see you inside the Magnetic Aura Immersion. It is going to change the fabric of society. It's going to change your very life, and I cannot wait to walk with you inside the container.